Hi guys, it's Evelyn back. I just did the Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. It was pretty powerful today, so I would definitely check it out. There's definitely some coming together, like there's a huge shift this weekend. It is changing up stuff that we've been through for a long time now, definitely since I believe it's around 2015. Okay, so things are changing. The story, there's a turning of the page, a new book, all of those symbols were coming up in the read today. Not to mention all the clarifiers and the underlying energy were the twin flame cards. We have the Two of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Children in the Garden, as well as the True Love card, and what else do we have? Oh, and the Love card from the Numerology deck, amongst some other really positive cards. So definitely check it out. I'm going to pull the Oracle cards now. So we're going to start with our Ascension deck. Actually, I'm going to pull a quick card from my Rider-Waite, my old Rider-Waite. It's really old. See what card comes up from here, just to start things off. And these are reversed, so we'll have both here. And then we'll get into those Oracle cards. I'm telling you guys, you just have to stay in your faith and not give up. It's not about clinging to anyone. It's about being okay with you, but not giving up on your connection, knowing the 5D, not paying attention to the 3D connection at all. When that part is meant to be, it'll be. But it's having faith in that. Just stay in your 5D connection and be happy, and go out and have fun, do things with your friends and your children, and just love yourself first. Just like you would once you're in a relationship. You still need to do things with your everyday. Your twin's not going to be around all the time to entertain you. That's the whole point of this, to be sovereign and be happy no matter what. Okay? And just like in any career, the person who succeeds is the one that never gives up, right? Because they have that self-belief. Okay? So let's see what just general energy comes up here. All right, Jesus. What do you want to tell us here? You're connecting with me. Fell out just like this. Oh, cool. These two came right out. This is literally me talking to you guys, okay? And then you guys leaving me comments below. That's really cute. I love that. And plus the Queen of Wands just came up in the read at the end as well. The bottom of the deck is this, so that's about losing hope, which is why I guess I was just supposed to say that to you. So do not lose hope. Okay? That losing hope. All right, look what's behind this card. All right. Try to get this story here. Alright, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Alright. I'm going back a bunch of cards here. I was going to just pull the top three from the bottom here to show you. So just to show you the top three first. You have the Star reversed in the underlying energy there with the Magician reversed, which is just all about insecurities, because people get really manipulative when they're insecure. And then we have here, which is jealousy and insincerity, right? Not giving love to others because they've been hurt. Alright, this is what you're coming up as. But below that, the story before that was, and this is going to deceive you too, so first you see the Emperor and the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So you think that they're together, right? The Emperor offering something to the Queen of Wands, so that might be what you were losing hope over. But look what was behind that. Behind that was a masculine who's actually divorcing and happy on his own. So see what happens when you focus on the 3D too much? You don't know the whole story. This could actually be the karmic and her father. This could be a karmic and her new love. Maybe she was cheating. But this is the divine masculine, divorcing and happy on his own. Okay, finding a sovereignty. So you understand why you shouldn't be watching your partner in the 3D, because it's an illusion. You don't know the timeline that he was on. You need to let go of the 3D and trust in your 5D connection and just your own happiness in your own timeline. You need to focus on you, not them. You only come together with your twin through yourself, through your own higher self. Your higher self is your twin. Okay, so that was a perfect message to start this out. As I tell you, listen and comment below. And thank you all so much for your likes and your shares and your subscribes and your comments, because I love talking to you guys, you know that. So if you need me, and someone asked me too, I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you yet, but someone asked if I do Skype readings, and yes, of course I do. So you can check out my website and my email. They're all twinflames3344.com. And I do sessions for all of that stuff. If there's something that you want that you don't see offered, you know, just email me. All right. So my sessions are below. And, you know, since someone emailed me and brought that up, I'm actually going to give anyone for today only, I'll give you 20% off if you'd like a session. Most of my sessions are coaching and a combination of coaching and cards, but it can be any combination you want in that sense. The only thing is different is any Reiki energy work that I do. That's a little bit more expensive because it's very, you know, it takes a lot of energy for me. I literally do, you know, meditate and channel for you. That's actually for me more powerful than doing it face to face, because I can really focus on, I'm very clairsentient and claircognizant. So that just works for me best. But if it's just something you don't see, let me know. And also, you know, I can do your numbers and all sorts of things. And I have my energy portraits, which are very cool. I do a psychic signature of your energy code, and then incorporate that into a picture you send me of you and or your twin or whoever you want, could be your child, but doing their signature. And I creatively integrate that onto the face along with a creative way. And also it'll give you at least one psychic message with that picture, whether you want that incorporated into the picture as well or just written out separately from that. Okay? But you can check that all out on my website. So this is the Ascension deck. And also I always forget to tell you about my CD. It's been out there for the past year. It's called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. And it's me, my voice and piano, all my songs. And that's on iTunes, CD Baby, Google Play, and Amazon. And it's a great way to support me. It's only $1 for a song, basically, right? So if you'd like to support me in that way, that would be much appreciated. Okay. So we have the Ascension deck here. And I guess we'll stick with Jesus. If somebody else wants to come in and speak, we'll get to that. Okay. Not yet. Okay. Well, dolphins and water were kind of coming up, but I wasn't really focused, so. All right. So that's interesting, because dolphins and water were coming up, and then air came up. So we have 3 little sections here. Oh, earth came up as well. So it's all about nature. Make sure you ground. And the bottom of the deck is 48, Pallas Athena. Okay, 48 is that 8 of Swords, so it's time to walk away and go within right now, especially during these full moon energies. I use the Sword of Truth to lead the way, so make sure you stand in your truth. She wields her sword for the highest ideals and divine truth. She prefers to use wisdom to settle disputes. But she will draw her sword of truth if needed. Alright, so the first card we got is Air. I'm not going to read all of these, but I will read Air for you. And that's number 12 of the Hangman, which the read ended on the Hangman today. 12 is the end of a cycle as well. The affirmation and the card read, the element of air supports truly magical cosmic qualities. Sylphs are air elementals, working for the elemental master, Dom, and supervised by the unicorns. You are guided to ask the unicorns to direct Dom and his sylphs to spread the qualities of air, enlightenment, ascension, enthusiasm, freedom, and divine vision into the minds of those who need them. Also ask them to purify currents of air and blow them to polluted areas so that they may be cleansed. So you might want to use your intention to cleanse polluted areas. And you notice the cards came up before we started this were the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords, which is air, okay? Help the fairies work with flowers by acknowledging and appreciating them. And the affirmation is, I invoke air to carry angels singing around the world and bring hope and peace. Okay? And flowers. And this is the flower moon. How perfect. okay? So the other cards I'll show you, but it's also going to have a number meaning, okay? Because we have 1 and then 2 and then another 1 plus another pile I have to count. So these two came up were animals number 2, so you can read that if you want, okay? 2 is the High Priestess, and Marco Polo, that's all about connection and communication, and Gabriel came up in the read today, okay? So 47 also came up twice for me in the read today, because I woke up at 47, and the initial cut for the deck, Sirian Starseed deck, was at 47. 7, that's the 7 of Cups. It's your synchronicities, your guidance, but it's also heaven in their eyes, okay? The dreams that are real. Okay, and then the fourth card was 12 chakras, so we have 12 again, and then number 1 came up for the Magician here. So we have the 1, the 2 of the masculine and the feminine, the Magician and the High Priestess, and heaven in their eyes, the 7 of Cups. All right, very beautiful. And then the first card was 12, which also came up in another card. So 12 of the Hanging Man, just to hang in limbo, be still today. The other cards that I have to count are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and so we've 3 things came up because we saw water come up with the dolphins, air, and then earth popped up out as the first card back here in the back of this pile. So it's very much a focus on that. You notice that fire is missing, the space between the words, because there's too much fire out there that's negative. Stay away from that. Transmute, transmute, transmute. Ground, ground, ground. It was just 1144. Okay? Justice and mastering. Grounding and integrating. The bottom of this deck is Archangel Retreats, which is number 50, which is that fulfillment of your emotions, okay? In a family way. Right? That's complete fulfillment of your emotions. Archangel Retreats, number 50. So you can read that as well. So we had 9 here, and then 4 more, so that's 13. We had 1, 2, 1, 1 to 1, communication, connection. That was very much in the read today as well, so you should go back and watch that read. But then we have the 9 of the Hermit, the Wise One, the collective consciousness, okay? Being one with all. 1 to 1, 1 to 1 is one with all. Okay, so 9, and then we have 13, which is that brings the transformation. And don't forget Pallas Athena as well. In the 9 that came up, also we had the golden silver violet flame, which is number 4 of the Emperor. Archangel Metatron's Retreat, 28, which is the 2 of Wands, or the twin flames. Fire dragons of transmutation, because Saint Germain also came up, and that came up yesterday when I was doing someone's card. So very much about transmuting those energies. Fire dragons is 7 of the Chariot, and Saint Germain 34 of the 8 of Wands. That back and forth communication, which can be a fight because that can be heated communications. The Huna prayer came up for 30 days, then stop. Jesus as 40 as the Page of Cups, the innocent love. El Moria as 44, mastering and grounding, integrating, and then the Earth of 14 of you know what, patience and you angels. All right, so that was great. Thank you. Jesus. All right, so again, on this May 18, 2019, May, and you notice that May, if in military time, is 17, so it's 17, 18, 19. I just got that. And I know because the full moon is at 5:11 today, and 5 is 17:11 in military time. All right, so Jesus, what is your message here for us? For the best and highest good, for everyone watching here today, for the best and highest good for all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Everyone, take your deep breath. Breathe was another message I got yesterday from Jesus, from a channeling that I watched from Alba Wyman. She does past life regressions with people, and one of them that came up my feed I just opened and watched, and it was a channeling from Jesus, talking about just breathing, making sure you keep that connection, because everyone forgets to breathe. That's why exercise is so good, because it forces you to breathe, which my son and I were just talking about after he ran this morning. And also that channeling brought up the tsunami, the relationship of how everything went out and now is being pulled back. And I then translated that to the nothingness of the feminine energy to rebalance. So there's been too much masculine for the past 2,000 years, and now the feminine energy is pulling back on it, rebalancing. All right, just like you pull back on your dog's leash to keep them out of trouble. That's the rebalancing, the reordering of the feminine. We're bringing the divine balance back in. All right, so for everyone, and we are calling in Jesus again here. And Mary Magdalene would like to be present as well. It's Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary. That's it, though. They're just being funny. They're messing with me. But it's Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary if we get a third grouping here. Take your deep breath. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Jesus, Mary Magdalene. And that's it. That's it, exactly. Perfect. There's two there for Mary, but the bottom of the deck is male to female. All right, that's the one-to-one connection. Make sure when there's harsh energies like this, or a lot of fire that's negative, to make sure you align yourself energy-wise with your twin before communicating. Excuse me. All right, so that's the underlying energy. And a disconnect from the father is back here, so this could be the fall of the patriarchy as well. But there also could be a disconnect from a masculine or feminine's father in order to make the relationship work. Or there needs to be a making peace with a father. It's related to probably the masculine's health as well. Health was an issue with a father connection, but now that it's disconnected, the health will get better. And it'll allow for the connection between the masculine and feminine. This could have to do with a karmic and their father too. So a masculine may have been connected to his karmic and the father, so they may have been tied in with business, or it just could have been family stuff. But disconnecting from all of that was now going to change the masculine's health for the better. There's definitely, and he might want to write about that as well. He may have been journaling. So from Jesus we have food and hunger, so he may want you to focus on feeding the homeless, especially making sure that children get fed, but making sure your food as well is clean and as organic as possible, and filtered water. That yes, it's important to just have food, the bread and water, but make sure it's clean, as you can afford. Rusty water is definitely coming up here, so people who live in impoverished areas or in old apartment buildings, not kept well, but they don't have a choice because they have to live there, maybe drinking water that's really bad for them. May want to, if you're in that position, to help out like with a filter for an apartment building to make sure it's filtered really well, so at least the whole apartment building's getting clean water. And just the bread is just symbolic of breaking bread with everyone from all different walks of life, because obviously bread's not always good for you. Too much bread, I can attest to that, because I was at, where did I go with my I went up to meet my brothers in town with my other brother and his wife, both their wives, and my son. And we went to Bertucci's, which they have amazing bread there. So I don't usually eat that much bread at home, but of course I OD'd on it last night. So, and I wasn't feeling good for the rest of the night because my stomach was so full. I don't usually eat like that anymore. So it's just saying the bread is important, to break bread with others of all walks of life. It's so important to make those connections, because then they'll enable you to do things like that. You'll be able to just walk right into those connections where what you can do for them will really be helpful. I was just getting a connection. My brother being in town, his friend, who's amazing, and I'm going to bring up his name because he works in Philadelphia trying to incorporate activities in a rec center, and then incorporating now a school into basketball for the teens to get them off the streets, after school activities and all that kind of stuff. Ken Holtzman. Yay, Kenny, you're amazing. So definitely, he's a perfect example for what we can do for each other. And then for Jesus wants me to bring up the fact that, because I wasn't even thinking of this, but Kenny, he's one of my brother's best friends. I was just telling you about Ken Holtzman. I babysat for him and his sister when they were little, when I was young too, though. Yeah, it's funny to see maybe my effect. Maybe I had some kind of effect, which would be nice to think of. But that's what he was bringing up. Not that I'm saying that. That he wasn't the easiest kid to babysit for, but he knows that. How sometimes the kids who were really, physical, and like my nephew was like this too. Like he really had a lot of energy and he could run around the room making nuts, but he's like the most amazing adult. So it's just about seeing and allowing those transformations, and also connecting with those you don't think resonate with you, and how important it is for you to always be compassionate towards others, because you don't know where they're coming from, especially with children who can't necessarily control their behaviors. It's just who they are or the energy they're dealing with. So Mary Magdalene comes up as galactic connections. All right, so Jesus is bringing up your earth connections and what you can do for others. And now Mary Magdalene's bringing in your galactic connections. Getting Ben Franklin and the kite. Grounding the electricity. Grounding the light. Ground, ground, ground. She's reminding you to do that. The wounded warrior energies of this weekend that are coming in, just like in the card read, the lightning striking, and us needing to ground. We are like the grounding mechanism, just like the third plug in the outlet. You as the twins are that grounding mechanism for transmutation. Kite. What else wants to come up about kite? Fly high in the sky. But stay grounded right now, especially. Stay connected to higher self, but always remember to ground into the earth to protect yourself. Because otherwise you just get really ungrounded and nervous, and it's a really uncomfortable feeling inside your body. That means you're disconnected or ungrounded, so you need to do that constantly. Bring yourself back to 0 point, again, to center yourself, to rebalance the divine feminine within the masculine. Because remember that the sun is the masculine, the rays coming in is the masculine. So you think of the etheric as the feminine because they're more connected in that way, but it's really the rays of the masculine that you need to ground from as the feminines. You are the transmuters of that energy. So as the masculine comes more into his feminine, he will also be equally that transmuter. But meanwhile, his masculine has been grounding his 3D situation, setting up the 3D for both of you, whereas you've been setting up the 5D, right? The 5D bridge and the 3D bridge, and then coming together in the 4D, right? The purge, right? The purgatory purge, that is the purge, the 4D. I'm also getting lactic acid in Georgia from Galactic. Alright, so lactic acid has to do with cancer, because when your acidic level is too high in your body, cancer can take over. That's why it's so important to eat organic and fruits and vegetables, because that's alkaline. Anything that's alkaline is probably not the stuff you want to eat, because it's really healthy. But that's the one that will keep your body balanced, because your alkaline level should be just a little bit above the acidic level. Cancer comes in, and then it's a constant catch-22. You can't catch up with the acidic anymore. It like runs away with it. So don't allow the acidity to get to that place. Make sure you stay very alkaline based. Very healthy foods, organic, as organic as you can. Oh, the energies coming in also perpetuate the acidity in your body. So that's why it's so important to keep high levels of vitamin C, right? Because that's one of the cures for cancer is high C. So if you feel stressed out from the energies, put on that vitamin C. Your body will rinse out whatever you don't need, so you don't have to worry about it. Unless, of course, your doctor has told you not to take vitamin C. All right? It's very important. I got a notification that just came up, 38, the Queen of Cups. So vitamin C. So lactic acid came up as well as Georgia. GA came up. So whatever GA comes up for you, if it's not Georgia, whatever it comes up for, it's definitely a message for you. And I'm going to have a shaman retreat with my kids and a couple other people down when I go to visit my daughter in Georgia. So maybe we're going to have a good experience there with the shaman. Someone may be dealing with lactating as well. That's coming up. Okay, so we're getting a parallel to the like a mother breastfeeding her child as the earth feeding you, and Mother Mary feeding you from the galactic levels, which is the milk moon. That's really cool. Okay, so one of the names of the moon, the flower moon, is also the milk moon. Don't take in the don't take in the full moon light. Yes, take in the sun's energy, but not the reflection, because then there's time. Just like doing distance Reiki, there's a lot of dark interference there, and it's saying the same. You know, the sun's direct light, yes, but the moon is just reflection of the sun, but indirectly. So you have all that area in which to pull in dark energies. So no fear there. Just be aware. You guys are in higher energy. You shouldn't be in fear of anything right now. So just to keep, it's all about keeping things clean, whether transmuting the energies or pollution for the earth, right? So earth, water, and air all came up to clean the atmosphere, not only for us, but also the galactic, okay? Translation of that. The mother's milk. Because your energies affect all of us. So whatever you feed on, the mother's milk, feeds the rest of the universe. Okay, so that's what it's saying, is that's how important it is for us to clean up our pollution for the earth, air, and water, to transmute those energies and eat more organically, because it affects the whole universe through our energies, and to stay positive as well. So yeah, that was a lot. All right, the last one is from Mother Mary, which is love life and authority figures, both reversed. Okay, so that's about the fall of the patriarchy. Okay, and no love lost there. Okay, about people in charge, right? The court systems. Slamming the gavel down. There's no need for their interference now, because now it's done. Okay, there's no love lost there. Whatever final decisions that have come through already, it's already done. Like divorces, court cases, whatever it is, they're done. There's no love lost there, though. So there's some definite negative energies to transmute here between the karmics and the masculines, as well as the feminines as well. Karmics and feminines, karmics and masculines, whatever love lost, divorces, business disconnects, there's going to be a lot of negative energy to transmute there, but it's good. It's the worst is over. It's done. Is there something else you wanted me to say? That, and there's a Valentine, like, you know, because it's love life, upright. There's a heart, you know, candies and flowers every day. And Mother Mary was saying, for her, every day is Valentine's Day with all of her children. She's saying, I'm not this kind of mother. I'm not the bossy kind. I'm the one who loves my children all the time. I'm the one with the sparkles around the gavel. But that's actually a new toy I got you. It has nothing to do with me trying to control you. Now it's on you to allow yourself to expand by staying at 0 point centered, in control of your expansion, as opposed to out of control, going out too far from the center, needing other people to yank you back in. Now you don't need your leash anymore. Mother Mary is saying you're out on your own. You're now officially kicked out of the house, okay? No love lost there. You guys are grown-ups now. You're no longer kids. I still love you. But now you're on your own. Perfect. So again, we have 1, 1, and 2. So it's 1 to 1. Or 1, 1, 2. 2 is 1, 1, 2 is magician, magician, high priestess. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 as 1 also. And then we have the 4. 1 and 1 are 2, 2 and 2 are 4. So definitely inchworms coming up again. Take your time, one step at a time. There's no race. There's nowhere to get to. It's only about the journey and the space between the words. Yeah, take your time. Make sure you balance your energies when you come together, and feed the world with clean food. Clean everything up, and love each other. Not only those in your world, but also in the universe. Your job is one of great responsibility, not only for your world, but others as well. That is your message. The 4 corners of the world, the 4 corners of the universe, the toroidal field. I'm getting the 4 of the union is not just about your home, it's about the universal home. It's about the twins coming together, but then it's about the home of the earth, and then it's the home of the universe. So all are involved there. And this translates in that way to everyone, not just you and your world, but to all dimensions. Alright, so this is the journey of love. Take a deep breath, guys. Again, it's May 18, 2019, 7/18/19, 17/18/19. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Who wants to come in again this time? Is it just Jesus, or? Let's see here. Alright. I'm calling in Jesus. Mary Magdalene would like to come in as well, but Mother Mary is checking out. She says, you guys are on your own now. I'm going home. Perfect. Alright, so we have Jesus and Mary Magdalene, okay? What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is our advice? Take a deep breath. Patience and one step at a time. Take your time. There's no hurry. No hurry. So the bottom of the deck is distant shores, and that last is a pile that I need to count. Distant shores is number 18 for the full moon today. Can you get any more clear than that? Happens to be the 18th today, and the full moon. We have 4 moons in this picture. Distant shores, we just brought up the 4 of the homes everywhere across the universe. It's you, the home of you and your twin, your extended family, your world, your country, your world, your universe, all right? It's all part of the same thing. Distant shores. And we also have the emerald and purple here. Very much the dance of the masculine and the feminine, of the third eye and the physical heart. The longing when you're apart. So it's the human aspect of being the twin. That feminine aspect. And why you need to go within. And ground. Alright, so from Jesus we have Rings of Time, number 44, which is the grounding, integrating, and mastering of the 4 of Cups. But it's also the Rings of Time. And that's so funny because the card that I saw yesterday, I pulled from my sister-in-law, or from my mom actually, because we went to the Alzheimer's facility, was a different card, but it looked like my mother trying to get up out of her chair, and this one does too. Check it out. Like this could be someone with a hip replacement as well, but it could be the wheelchair and the person trying to get up out of their wheelchair. The Rings of Time. Definitely talking about hips and how we store anger in our hips. That our hips are literally the rings of time, right? Just like a tree in the rings. Show your age. I'm getting the 4 and the 4. So, right, so the 4s are like, the hangman, how he has one knee bent. How am I doing this? The 4. It's saying to do the same thing with your legs, like when you're laying around on the couch. Stretch your hips, do that 4 stretch where you put the one leg over your other and pull your, stretch your hip. That's what it's saying, to make sure you stretch your hip and stretch, actually. Keep your body parts limber, your hips, your arms, your shoulders, all your body parts, keep them stretched out. So we'll read that as well. We also have from Mary Magdalene, Heaven, which is number 70, which is the 2 of Pentacles. And you see this in Heaven, it's about graduation day, which came up in the read today for the twins, which is when all the elders want to come and experience your graduation day. They want to see the light radiate out as the quins, somebody might be having quints, as the twins come together. So somebody might be having quintuplets. It could reference to specifically 5 sets of twins coming together as well. And I'm actually seeing 5 sets right here, like the most bold ones are there. There's 5 that you can see mostly. Yep. There's definitely something about that. Could be 10 people. There's actually 10. My siblings, the grandchildren in our family are 10. But you notice these 2 cards out together too, how the colors are totally matched. Okay, it's definitely those lighter blues as well as the blacks. It's like the indigo blues in there too. So those deep, rich, kind of like tanzanite blue and tealish aquas, blues and greens together, and whites along with black. And you don't see it as much in this card, but all the colors are the same in both cards actually. There's a little bit, a tiny bit of that reddish orange color that outlines the one card in the Heaven card. You just can't see it very well. And then there's some greens in both as well. This is exactly the same colors. Cool. But you see how they reflect each other? So this lightish tealish color of this is opposite here. So the white's at the bottom on the other card, or that very light color, it's almost white. But then the top of the card is darker on this side and lighter on this side, so they're reflecting each other. In the 70s, that 2 of Pentacles in the Sirian Starseed deck, the 2 of Pentacles is the surrender. That's the heaven. Because you've rounded and integrated and mastered, and that's why you graduate. And that's heaven, surrender. That's beautiful. And there is an Ancient Ones card. There's an Ancient Ones card in this deck, and I'm getting that, even though the card's not out, because this is like, because it's the old person getting out of the wheelchair they're giving to me. You are the Ancient Ones at graduation. The Rings of Time. All right, what's another word for Rings of Time? Your alarm clock. So set your clocks. It may be time. There may be it may be paralleling also to use your phone syncs as your guidance, right? Because it always confirms for us. It was just 41:11, but I'm getting to just 21 as well as getting. So 41:11 is justice with love, the Ace of Cups, and then it was 21 and 30. So 21 is completion, 30 is the Four of Wands, or the union. And then as I'm finishing talking now, it's going to come up to 41:41, which is the two Aces of Cups. All right, so just love. That's spiritual love, self-love, and new love in heaven of the Masters. I was just getting tennis as well, or golf. Yeah, golf is hard on the hips. So is tennis. Why are you bringing in the hips more besides total hip replacements? I'm getting the bionic man and woman. There may be something that you're getting that you don't realize you're getting with this upgrade when you guys come together. Maybe you're going to get an etheric hip replacement. I'm also getting with Rings of Time, freedom rings, alarm clock, heaven, Made in Heaven, which is one of my favorite movies. And also Maid now I'm getting, because Maid is Rachel, the person I did some sewing and designing classes with, because I have my design certificate from Moore, but she was one of the teachers there, so she went off and developed her own university, actually. Not the university, but it's a school for it's called Maid. If you'd like to use her services, it's in Philadelphia. I'm getting something about using trees for hips. Something about the wood inside. I don't know how that will work, but I'm sure we use wood for certain things. Oh, they want me to bring up the rings around the moon, because when I was taking pictures yesterday of the full moon, it had a green and magenta hue around it. The light just flickered. To notice these things, the rings around things. Like too, when I was guided to take pictures, when I think they were supposed to be like a comet shower or something like that. I didn't see that, but I did get pictures where I literally saw the toroidal field rings, the huge rings in the sky. They were defined, and I think I brought them up as well at the time. But saying to notice these things, the colors and the changes. And use your pupils. The light from your pupils and your irises have codes in them. Use your eyes, use your eyes, use your eyes, use your eyes. Oh. Thoth is bringing this up because he looks like a bird man. Look. It actually looks like a woman. She's got boobs. But this is Thoth being funny. He's a jokester. That's pretty funny. But what does the rings around the moon and the wood have to do with the hips and the teal? Or this aqua. It's like a soft teal. It's more of a topaz. Sometimes the colors in this deck are a little bit more muted than the intention that it has behind them, like, because the throat chakra is much more topaz. So it's that, crystalline type of color. I'm getting the seashells by the seashore. I'm getting the, what's it called? The shell. The, snail. There's something about the snail. So I'm seeing the snail from the circles as well. And the tip of the snail shell. There may be something about that. I got that from dog ears too. Dog ears, cartilage from their ears, or something in the dog's ears and their jaw or their teeth. And it's relating that to this as well. The tip of the shell. There's something there. It's very powerful. There's something about a bird in that as well. Alright, so the snail, the bird, and the dog and their ear. There's something similar there that they're trying to bring through. I'm just not getting it. Oh, and the eye of the dog. Is that what it is? What is it? When you're sick the next day? Just don't overdo the light energy. Don't think you're more power. Make sure you take things. Be gentle to your bodies. Only do what you can and make sure to stop. You need to take a break too. Don't overwork yourself. Don't work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You guys need to take breaks, even if you're loving what you do. It's saying make sure to take care of your body as well, your human body, and your eyes. Oh, you're gonna get the upgrade of your eyes. When you come together in union. Some diseases are actually cured by that, as well as, I believe, your eyesight will be 20/20 vision. And I got this download earlier too, that for the kids now, that none of them will experience baldness anymore either. And actually some people may grow more hair in as well. So for the men as well, you may actually get hair back. Well, it's taking a long time, so I don't want to go too long here. I still have to count these other cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 flip, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so there's 24 hours in a day. 24 is Omega. It's the end of karma. And number 19 flipped out. So there may be a masculine flipping out. But we have 24, so it's the end of karma. Ah, look. The masculine's escaping karma as it ends. Cool. And then with the 24, the bottom card here on this stack of cards is Heartfire, which is the Magician. And the flower moon, it's saying not just this moon doesn't just get the flower, but the sun gets the flower too, okay? The rose, the love. It's equating to the love of the masculine for the feminine, because the Dream a Little that came out, number 19, and that I was counting, this is 51, of the King of Swords. He's giving a rose to his divine feminine. And you also notice that the cards that came out, this teal color is all about the throat chakra, so that's your focus right now. Be careful what you say in these heavy moon and sun energies. The master got out of karma. He's out. He's out. Yay! So that's 24 plus 2 more is 26, which is the Page of Wands, okay? Which is that excited boy who wants to go out on a date. Okay. And 24 is also that Queen of Wands, which is the creative energy of co-creation. It's the third energy. It's basically representative of that, whether it's the karmic third party, a mother third party, the third energy third party, that there always needs to be that third, the catalyst, the thorn in your side that creates the expansion. Okay? But the karma's done. For the masculines. Because the feminines have been sealed, actually. And now the masculines have escaped karma as well. So cool. So the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands. And that can represent the difficult energies you may experience this weekend between a karmic and a child. So either the karmic of the masculine or a child from that situation may also have difficult, angry energy. So it could be the masculine's inner child as well. There could be a fight between the masculine and the karmic. Or it could just be the karmic and the child, like I said. It has to do with these full moon energies, so make sure you guys all keep yourselves in check. When other people are out of control, it's up to us to transmute not only our own, but energies for the collective. I know I can read you guys. There you go. So I have to read to you. I can find where they went. I know it was heaven and... Okay. Why can't I remember? My memory's so bad. Heaven and... Rings of Time. Okay. That's 44. That's what I'm reading for you. 44. Rings of Time. Divine timing is granted to us as a gift. Sometimes if we want to be further ahead than we are, the gift can seem like a restriction rather than a generous holding. Much like traffic that moves systematically so that not only one car but many can reach their destination according to a greater harmony and alignment, we are like individual cars that must sometimes accept the red lights and at other times can flow swiftly through many green lights. It is just this way, the systematic flow of divine energy through human manifestation. Your spiritual maturation is happening perfectly, so there's no need to bother yourself about timing. When the doors open, walk through. When there appear to be no such openings, rest and reflect. The rings of time serve you, beloveds. This oracle brings you a message that the divine is completely responsible for the timing of every event, opportunity, and happening of grace in your life. All you need to do is live your life. Everything else is taken care of for you now. This applies to all of your plans and the unfolding of all of your relationships. Let it all breathe, which was another message in the read today, and let the divine happen as it will. And the poem reads, perfect message for this. There is a beautiful silence now as I hold your hands and listen to your eyes. Across a span of moments called time, there are no words that say as much, nor walls that could confine the wings of our feelings or the rhythm of our eyes. The googly eyes in my read today? The rhythm, like this, it's like the cartoon characters, right? Like whoop, whoop, whoop. That's exactly what came up in the read today. The rhythm of our eyes. It's a really beautiful message. I might as well, since I'm so over anyway, I'll read you heaven as well. All right, you are meant to live heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head or tear at your hair or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you for long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. This oracle brings you a special message. The enlightener is calling you to more, to more, to more. More divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embrace of life itself. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover calling to you, the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is a removing of the veils of illusion one at a time, until you behold each other, naked and true, finally to discover you are each other, you are love. And the poem reads, the sky ablaze with morning light, on silver wings of birds in flight. In gratitude a tear released, and knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul to open hearts and soar above. In awe the wings await this love. Okay. Whew. Okay. So you're getting down to your, it's like the flower moon is peeling away the petals one layer at a time to reveal the true yous to come together as one, which you are, back to yourself, back to your twin. Okay? So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, and have fun. It's not just about waiting around. It's for you, finding what makes you happy as a person. All right? Not just the person you want to share those things with, but what do you want to share? What are the things that are interesting to you? Just go out and take a walk, or play with a child, or pet a dog. Right? Go look at the animals in your yard, or anything. The bugs, the flowers. Go say hello to your flowers and your trees. Tell them that they're loved as well. Rise and be loved, guys. Bye.